if you want to get defenses like these at your town hall line, which will not only win your clan more wars, but also make your clan mates think like you're a pro and they will admire you, then you should stick around. Because in this video, you will learn how to defend a town hall line against dragons, witches, valks, and other common attack strategies used at town hall line, mostly focusing on the dragons because they are the most used troop and attack strategy at town hall line. As for me, I have been building at Town Hall Line for multiple years, and I have built for some of the biggest Clash of Clans YouTuber, I have built for them for various leagues and tournaments. This video will be an in-depth guide covering everything from the basics to the advanced strategies for the Town Hall Line, and we will go through all of them. And this video will be in different parts. The first part will be covering the basics, where I will explain everything on how every defense works. Then in the next part, I will build a base and explaining my thought process throughout the whole base building. And in the final part, I will review some of the bad bases so you can know what mistakes there are and how can you can avoid them. And I may add some of the base links in the video description. So if you are just here for the bases, you can check the base links in the video descriptions. These bases are for normal walls. So first, start off with the most important thing, which I find a lot of builders and new players fail at is building the skeleton of the base. So you only have to use 9 by 9 or 13 by 9 or 9 by 5 compartments at town hall line, and the compartment should have a good flow. So what do I mean by 9 by 9 is this compartment. This compartment is a 9 by 9. It is 9 walls on each side. This is a 13 by 5 compartment. Sorry, 13 by 9 compartment. It is 13 tiles long, 13 walls long on one side, and then it is 9 tiles long. This is a 13 by 5 compartment, and then this is a 9 by 5 compartment. So the reason we do this is because, let's say, if you are getting attacked with a queen, then well, you will be getting attacked with a queen. This is the smallest compartments and the most wall efficient to deny the walkability. So what this means is that if a queen is or other troops are going into this compartment, then they can't reach these two defenses, they can't target it and take it down, and they will be able to deal a lot of damage to the troops inside this compartment. And this is the minimum wall size, the minimum compartment size that you can do this with. You can even use 10 by 10 compartments, but it will take more walls and it will give the basically the same results. So the most important thing you would have to keep in mind is that the core compartments like this one should have enough damage coming from different compartments. So as you can see, this core compartment is covered by this archer tower, a couple of Teslas, this Expo, and it is also covered by this cannon. So a core, if the troops are in the core, they won't be able to target this archer tower uh, perfectly. I mean, of course, they won't be able to target this Expo. So that is why we have to use these 9 by 9, 9 by 5s, and 13 by 9 or 13 by 5s. The disadvantage of using 13 by 9 compartment is that if you are not careful, you can, give a lot of value from one compartment. So make sure whenever you are, what do I mean by a lot of value is that you can give a queen, for example, a lot of defenses that she can take down from this compartment alone. So that's why whenever I try to build a 13 by 9 compartment, I usually place multiple storages. So a queen going through that base will have to take down all of the storage, which will take a lot of time. And I usually put an expo there, so the expo will continuously deal damage to the queen. This is a thing which you can do in with one of your compartments. As you can see, this if any troops come into this compartment, they can easily take down 2 air defenses, even a couple of Teslas, and set up a good path. So what I did was I used walls to block entry into this compartment, because then the wall breakers won't be able to target this wall, because they will target this cannon, because that will be the nearest thing, behind the wall. This In this compartment they would have to take down this cannon, this builder hut. Then if they deploy wall breaker from right here, then they will be able to target this, but that no one does that. So that's why if you want to deny a wall breaker entry into one compartments, you can place the walls. And I also moved build the builder hurt to the corner. So let's say if I had something like this, then good attackers would, target the junction. So they could target right here and send queen like this, and then the queen will be able to reach, because then this junction will be open with wall breaks, so the queen can still enter this compartment. So there would be no point, in setting up this wall side. So what I did was set up my builder hut to the corner. So the wall breakers will target somewhere around here and not around here. And what I mean by good compartment flow is that these are compartments are merged with each other. So I don't know how can I explain how you can do it wrong, but I will try to show some cases later which do it wrong, and you will spot it. The next thing is to look for is placing the air defenses. So the I would say the most common used attack strategy is the dragon. So make sure that the air defenses are not, I would say not even the in the earthquake range of each other, because if they can earthquake two air defenses with one earthquake spell, then they save one spell, one zap spell, lightning spell, or zap spell, whatever you want to call it. Well, a lot of players randoms don't do this interaction, but some do. So it is best if they are separated. And of course, there should be no zap value with the air defenses. Like you should not allow any even one archer tower that can be zapped together with the air defenses. Well, I mean, it may look like giving one archer tower is a small deal, but I believe there are like six archer towers at Town Hall line. So even if they take out one of them, it would be like 16.66% less damage coming out from the archer towers. And yeah, make sure the sweepers are not zappable with the air defense too. So yeah, that is something you have to keep in mind. The one of the good setups that can work with is using the sweepers in the core. That usually works. And of course, you have to keep in mind that the giant arrow should not be too easy. I mean, let's say on this base, these two air defenses are in easy line. So that's why I, place the trash building a little bit away from this. So the queen cannot, if they place the queen here, they cannot easily take down these two air defenses. They would have to line it up. Versus if I place something like this, for example, then the queen, if they drop the queen right here, she could easily target, both of the defenses. So that is something you have to keep in mind. The common ways the queen can, take down two air defenses is if they are in the core, if they are in the corner. So if there is one air defense like right here and one air defense right here, they can easily take down both of them if they deploy the queen right exactly at the corner. Like for example, this trash building, they can easily take it down. And even if they take down these two air defenses, they won't be able to take down a lot of the base, because even if they zap down most of the base, they would have to go through a lot of storage. So I built my base according to that, assuming that if they take out these two air defenses, they will have to go through the huge chunk of base, and they would have to go through the sweepers, which will be a pain, because if they take out these two with the giant arrow, they have to invest zaps on taking these two out, and they can't invest zaps on the air sweepers, and the giant arrow won't be able to take down the air sweepers. And all of my archer towers will be intact except this one, so that's a good deal. The next thing would be archer towers. As I said, don't place them near the air defenses so that they cannot be zapped together, and just place them around the base so that they are in a good positions first to have even damage spread throughout the base and to target dragons. And having a geared archer tower is a must at online. I believe you need requirements at builder hall to unlock this, but it's a small requirement because I have it on all of my bases. I think this single defense has saved me multiple attacks. Like it has saved me multiple times. This single defense alone, because its damage is more than an expo more plus. Like it's crazy how much damage it does. It's like double the damage of everything. So yeah. And the thing you have to keep in mind while placing the geared archer tower is make sure that you would need to keep its range in mind. Its range is short, so have storages around it so the dragons or any other troops will get stuck on those defenses while the gears archer tower can still show them. So for example, I moved this CC clan castle a little bit inside the range of the gears archer towers. For example, if it was like here, dragons could come from this angle and not be in the range of the geared archer tower, so I moved it one time closer. Similar for this DE storage, it's a any troops targeting it would be in range of geared archer tower. Same for the expo and other defense and other storages like all. And for example, the other defenses cannons. Cannons are basically used to make the air defenses not directly targetable. I mean that's not a big thing, but it comes handy sometimes. But just common base building and you can use cannons to have even DPS because for which is there's a golem valk strategy that is currently people spam the online players they drop a few golems and valks behind it. So yeah, cannons can help defend against that, and wizard towers are just used to fill up the empty space. From the common town online building rules like no zap rules, you would see that the wizard towers are placed away from the air defenses, but for the normal wars, which we also call farm wars, uh, the the wizard towers can be placed near the air defenses because the reason we place wizard towers away from the air defenses is to stop Lalo attacks, to target the loons. But in normal wars, nobody uses Lalo. The only attack you should be defending in normal wars is dragons and maybe witches, and then ground spam attack strategy. No one uses Lalo, and that is why you will see the trapping. You can see I really like to use the Teslas in the core because they give a lot of DPS, especially stacked behind the storages. They can deal a lot of damage, especially to the dragons and other troops. And you cannot count on that DPS, like you are not expecting that much DPS in the core. So it has helped a lot, dishing out damage. And as you can see, the trapping, all the four striking air mines are in the core. So that is done to support the core defenses so that they can take down the dragons easily. And you should be ideally like only one seeking airmine to hit one dragon or maybe two if the dragon is at full health. That's why I separated. So for example, if I put it like this, then if a dragon was at like 40% HP, I don't want two seeking airmines to hit the same dragon. I want different seeking airmines to hit different dragons so they can get full value out of the seeking airmines and deal a lot of damage. So that's why, as you can see, the trapping is different from a normal base because normally we would have it, but the seeking elements by the air defenses because of lava loon attacks, and we have to target the hound. And another trapping is red air bombs. You can either, if the players are using balloons in front of the dragons, then you can potentially use them in an areas where you can take down a group of balloons for the pathing. So for example, if they came from this side, the balloons would go here, here, and here. So you could have triple red air bombs here so that you can take down the group of balloons or here, 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 somewhere around here so that the balloons go down before they reach the core and they don't trigger the seeking air mines. We want the seeking air mines to hit the dragons, not the balloons. And as for the giant bombs and small bombs, they should be only used to on the outside edge as witch bombs, unless you are 100% sure that you are not getting hit by witches. So, but yeah, this combination on the outside can easily kill a witch at town online. And this is enough to kill a witch at town online. You can have them on multiple sides, so where you are expecting the witches to walk out on the outside of the edge, and that is the reason why I have the mortars on the inside. I don't Let's say if I had it on the outside, there's a chance that the golem walks towards it and tank triggers these traps. So I want the golems to go inside the base and not outside and not walk outside. I just want these traps to hit the witches. So that is the thought process behind placing the trap. And as for the next for the heroes, I would say even if you have minion prince at level 1, use it over barbarian king. It is so much better than the barbarian king. It is first of all it is air, so the ground troops which are purely ground like golems, barbarian king, valks, they can't target it. Plus it attacks air, so it will be helpful. against dragons and other air troops, lava loons, and the thing I like to do is I like to keep the heroes on the core in the core, because let's say if I had the queen on the outside, let's say somewhere around here, for example, the dragons would easily take her down. But if I have somewhere on the inside where a lot of damage is there, so if the when the dragons are engaging the queen, they are also getting constantly hit by other defenses. So that is what I mean by damage spread. You want a lot of damage on all sections of your base. So I will show a bad base example so you will know what I mean by damage spread. So yeah, that's the basic of building a town hall line. For the defenses, for the storages, again, use them to protect your important defenses such as air defenses against dragon. As you can see, have no storage on the outside because storages have high hit point, have these trash building on the outside, and of course have two tile gap between the trash buildings because of electro dragons. The air attackers use electro dragons in the clan castle. So yeah, and you can use the town hall again to the town hall is again protected by the Tesla, and I will let's say move hit here. So let's if the dragon is targeting the town hall, the Tesla can shoot it. And I think that's it. And I will start building a base and explain my thought process throughout the base. So let's go. So I will start with the skeleton of the base, and if there are something that needs explanation, I will explain my thought process, and the other parts I will just speed my building process. So I'm thinking for this space I will have a big core, a 13 by 5, a 13 by 9 core. By the way, this is I'm doing just to measure 13 by 9. If you have three defenses with one tile of gap in between each of them, you will have a 13 by 9 gap. And from that compartment, I'm just expanding the 13 by 5. And maybe first I will finish up with a box and see from where it goes. And I will decide which compartments to close, which compartment to vary the size. Okay, so if you're building a big compartment like this, make sure you have a by 5 compartment either on this side or on this side to, not give a lot of value from the same compartment. It helps with, value distribution across the base. And maybe I will close this and this compartment. I think that's looking good. And I have the option of closing this or this. This will make the base seem a lot more symmetrical, but I prefer going like this. And I think I can close once more. I think I messed up somewhere. No, this is good. I mean, we have multiple 13 by 5, so we can, close this one. Yeah, I think that's good. I think we can leave this one open. Okay, so now we have to first place the air defenses because that will decide how the entire base will be built. Because if you place the other defenses first, then it's hard to place the air defense because you have to keep the zap value in mind and you have to keep the giant arrow value in mind. So just going with a couple of options, trying not to give too much value with same from same compartment and trying not to give easy giant arrow value. I mean, these two can be earthquakes, so something like this. Hmm. Yeah, it is actually looking very good. You can reach two defenses, air defenses from this compartment, but I will add a lot of damage and storages to make it hard to do that. And none of them are in a straight line like this, so it makes it not very easy to use giant arrow value. To use giant arrow, of course, if it's a even a half decent tracker, they can easily take out two air defenses with a single giant arrow because it travels in a straight line and it's hard to do everything. Your job is just to make it as hard as it is possible. Okay, now I like to place the geared archer tower in the core. If I place it here, it will be zappable by the lesser defense. Same from here in here, so the only option left is here, and I need storages beside it and maybe an expo. Expo can go something like this, and the clan castle. I think I will place it here. Yeah, I think I like this. And we need to next place the sweepers. Sweepers also outside the range of the air defenses, and just point them. I like pointing them opposite direction up towards probable entries where I expect them to come on the base. And putting the sweeper here gives me a good spot to put Teslas inside the base to add external damage. Yeah, to add a lot of extra damage, not external extra damage. And this compartment can be used for heroes. Maybe something like this. Yeah, something like this should work. And I will put either queen here or king here. Hmm. Okay. Oh, I mean, I won't put king there because you never want king as your defending heroes because minion prince is just better. I'm just putting this town hall here because it has almost double the hit points of the normal storage is somewhere around that. So that's why if a queen comes into this compartment, she will have an expo and other multiple defenses shooting while she is going through the town hall. I mean, I'll just add a minion prince here too and fill the rest with storages. I'm putting it one tile inside so that they are in more in the range of the air defenses and other expo defenses, and it doesn't change anything for the base. Okay, yeah, this is a good spot for the archer tower because it is not in range of the any defenses. And now we can just start placing the archer down the archer. This is a bad spot, but this is in my opinion a good spot. So you can just start placing down the archer towers. As you can see, I mean this spot again, no air defenses. Hmm, this is a good spot also. As you can see, the general idea the archer towers will be on the outside, usually on the outskirts of the base, not outside the wall. Never do that. This is not Town Hall 16 or 15 or 12. You want all your defenses inside the wall except mortars, maybe, if you're not getting hit by witches. If you're getting hit by witches, then you probably need them inside to defend better. Now for the expo. Yeah, after the archer towers and air defenses around expo would be the major defense. I mean, I would argue that you can place it second and archer towers third because they are important. Hmm, I think I like this spot better. We will see how we fill the rest of the base. And I will just give the expo a hero hall too. Hero hall has a lot of hit points, so it will help defend the expo. You now just thinking where I can put the final Tesla. I mean, I can put it here maybe. Yeah, I think I like this spot. And now just filling up with cannons. As you can see, this area is good enough.
Maybe slight more damage needed on this side. And now we need damage on this side. Defenses. We will need one cannon definitely here to target the core so that the core has enough DPS. Maybe one more cannon here to ensure that the core has enough DPS, and maybe one here. Let's see. I mean, it has this area is covered well enough, good enough. So, yeah, I think I will put her on here because there is less damage towards this side, and I will just put the wizard tower here through that the balloons, if any dropped, go from the cannon to the wizard tower, then to the air defense. Same thought process was placed here, and I will just block. Maybe I will put it this side and make this compartment not wall breakable easily, and I will put the here. So this air defense can't be direct targeted by balloons easily. They would have to go to any balloons dropped on this side will go to the archer tower, then here, and finally to the air defense. And from this side they will go here. Some will split here and then go on this. And since the expo is on this side, I will put maybe this thing. I could no, I think I will just keep it closer to the Tesla. So I was thinking of putting it like this so the dragons, if they split, they go to the D storage, but I will prefer having them in the range of the Tesla. Okay, so now placing the rest of the. Okay, this is one more thing which you could do. I think I was the one who started coming up with this because I had never seen anyone do this in their base building. You can see my video from three years ago. So instead of putting storages like these, you can put it like one tile offset. So what that will do is if any queen charge or any queen dive comes through this base, they will be forced to shoot this storage too. Which early if you are placed like this, they would not the queen will not shoot this storage. But if you place it like this, the queen will be forced to shoot this storage and it will consume a lot of her time. And placing it like this doesn't, give any disadvantage to the other side, because if they come from this side they will still have to fight this. If they come from this side they will still have to fight this. And there are a lot of cool things you can do to lock the queen in one spot, but I think just to waste time, it's a very good resource. I believe I mean, when I was playing competitive town hall line, I think I was the first one to maybe start doing this. I did not see anyone else before I posted my video, and then I started using it in my builds, and then I started seeing a couple of other builders. It's not a game breaking thing, but it's just a little trick that I think it sometimes helps me. It did help me when I was playing competitive, when queen charges were a thing. Okay, for the bomb tower, place it where the queen will be standing. So if you will be standing, so well, I mean, in dragon attacks, just place it near the queen so that they don't spell her. I was talking about the lava because the queen will lock onto the lava hound and go to the nearest air defense. So, but nobody uses lava hounds in the war, so just place it anywhere, I guess. Okay, this side has less storages, so I will just do this and maybe put this here. And okay, this one I will just make it even harder to direct target this. Also, I could place, builder huts like this, but if you place it like this, it sometimes helps with hog trapping and all. Same in this case. It acts as a partial spring frame. Okay, and since all the references are down, we will get to the trapping. Trapping, the first trapping, if you want, you can place it how you feel the attackers will attack the base, and then you can usually improve over time, seeing how the attackers attack, and then you can adapt. The SAMs, as I said previously, they will go all in the core. but at a slight distance from each other. I think this is fine. Maybe somewhere around here. And then the final seeking airman can go here, protecting the geared archer tower. I think this should be fine. Of course, the air skeleton traps will be on air and in the core as well, but they will not be, stacked together because if a single dragon triggers both of them, it can deal slash damage and take out both of them. I will talk about what clan castle to use for best results later. And for the red air bombs, I cannot find a good spot to put them because, yeah, I don't think. I mean, I will just put them right here. If they hit dragons, they'd hit dragons. If not, then it's all good. And they can't make or break it the attack, but if the four red air bombs hit a pack of dragon, then I think it will do some damage. I will put it closer just to be in the range of the geared archer tower from the 12 o'clock side of the clan castle if any dragon is standing there. Okay, now for the giant bombs. I think any push will come through the middle like this, so this side could use a giant, super witch bomb. And following the same logic, this side would use a witch bomb. And since these mortars, if a witch walks on this flank, these mortars will do a lot of damage. So I think that side is handled. So I will just place them on these edges because they could either come from 12 to 3 side or 6 to 9 side because this path is more appealing than this path. So I think I will just do it like that. And for the springs, well, just place them opposite of the heroes. We don't see a lot of hog attackers, but hogs are still good, with CC and with all of the new things that have been added. I will place them just here. Most players will see the clan castle and will attack from that side, so that is the thought process behind placing the spring traps. I think this should finish up the base, and I will finish up the trapping. Trap trash building placement, and I will see you after that. And just to keep in mind that the trash building placement has to be two tile apart to not give the electro dragon a lot of value. So now you know how good bases work. So let's look at a few of the bad bases. So usually they are the common ones that you see on. No, I will share the most common ones that you may see on farming attack or wars. So this one, okay, first of all, why is it bad? First of all, as you can see, the compartments are not regular sized. So 9 by 9s they are not using. So that means any kill squad or push coming into the base has the access to the entire of the base. And I think they are using spring traps here. So okay, yeah. Them putting spring traps in that area makes the entire base, easily reachable. So the attackers don't have to use the earthquake or anything to gain extra through base. And everything is reachable from the core also. So a queen or any push, let's say, which has bowlers going through the base, bowlers from the clan castle going through the core can reach almost everything on the outside. So there is that, and of course this base was old, so I won't blame them for not building a giant arrow. But still, you know, giant arrow value is super easy. You can just place your queen right here, and once she targets the archer tower, she will pierce through both of the air defenses. So yeah, compartments by compartment, the skeleton of the base, which we call the wall layout, is the biggest problem here, and then then I think that's the biggest problem. Okay, this is another base. I think I have faced it in war multiple times. So again, The compartments are the biggest problem, as you can see. If they start using regular compartments, they can fix a lot of problems. With one wall break, you can access this entire section. With one wall break, you can access all of these. And the seeking and I mean, this space is just bad. There are so many wrong things that there are going on. Ground bow at Town Hall line is very bad. You should never have only ground bow unless you know that you are never going to be attacked by air. I have seen this base a few times too, so yeah, this expo compartment kind of don't works. The islanded expo compartment. This is not Town Hall 10 or higher Town Hall level, so you can only place them in 9 by 9 compartments. Again, as you can see, they tried a few 9 by 9s, but again, the compartment 4 is not good. The seeking environments are by the air defense, so let me show you another base of mine. Yeah, this one. I think it could be my base or one of ZDOS base from Clash Champs. But anyways, I think it is one of mine. Yeah. So if you placed seeking air mines by the air defense, then let's say if you place two seeking air mines by two of these air defense, and if the giant arrow or used zap spells on that air defense, that means the dragons will not pass through that area and they will completely ignore that. So you will be left with four seeking air mines which did not get used up in the attack. Even if you placed one seeking air mine per air defense, then you will still be left with like two or more seeking air mines that did not get up used in the entire attack. I think this is also one of the common bases. Again, as you can see, you are not if you are not using standard compartment size, which I said 9 by 9, 9 by 5, 13 by 5, 13 by 9, then you are in big trouble. Also, the value spread is also not that great. The archer towers are zappable by the air defenses. So yeah, these are the bad things you need. And if you still need, and if you need more bases for Town Online, then you can just message me here, reply in the comments, and I will try to upload more bases for farm and war. And if you need to buy bases, you can always visit Clash Champs. I think ZDOS builds there. I mean, I'm sure ZDOS builds there. So if you buy from him, you will be assured that the bases are of good quality. I have bought from him before, when I used to play leagues and did not have enough time to build for my team. I bought a couple of bases. They did well. They did well. So I think I bought it for NDL because the bases were sold in, for farm wars. So NDL rules are basically the same rules as farm wars. Everything is allowed. So yeah, they did well even with NDL rules. NDL, for the guys who don't know, is no dip league. So it allows everything. NDL was no dip league because they sadly closed. So I think that's it. I mean, a lot of you guys have been asking me to make a farm-based videos explaining my thought process. So that's it. There it is. And by the way, the base you are seeing on the screen is not a farm base. It is one of the old comp base that I used to build. As you can see, the thought process is very different. When building a base for competitive, no zap rules. The seeking air mines are by the air defenses. The wizard towers are separated from the air defenses. They expose the compartments. I even had a core air defense. So yeah, that's nice. The I would if I would play now, I would switch it from to a minion prince. And I think I have some. No, I don't have a golem trap or something fancy here. So I think that's it for the video, and hope you guys enjoyed and learned something. And let me know if you need any more base videos or attack videos for Town Online. I can go into attack strategies in depth too, like how I explain base building.